Many people question if the supernatural is real or not. Some believe it is, while others believe it isn't. In the late 1590s and early 1600s, it was widely believed that the unexplained or unnatural was due to supernatural occurrences. This ideology was even practiced by King James, who wrote a book called Demonology. William Shakespeare tries to explain the supernatural in his play Macbeth, where every person that has power gains it through supernatural occurrences. Some of these characters are the three witches, Macbeth, and Malcolm. The three witches, without a doubt, are the most influential and powerful people during the play. They gain all their power through their supernatural ability, since they are witches, and control almost everything that happens during the time of the play. They can be seen as the serpent from Adam and Eve, planting seeds in their victim's head, causing illusions and visions, and making them go against the one they're aligned with, or they're supposed to be aligned with. Macbeth may have already thought about becoming and killing the king, but the witch's prophecy certainly pushed him to commit the murder. These witches can be viewed as the puppet masters of the whole play, giving Macbeth images in his head, causing him to do terrible actions which lead to key events in the play. Killing Banquo could be one, for it leads to everyone suspecting him of high treason. As I said earlier, the witches could be seen as the puppet masters of the play, such as I am with my lovely sock puppet. My question is for you. Do you think the witches were controlling Macbeth and making him do those deeds? Or was he just doing all his actions and evil deeds on his own accord and conscience? Malcolm is the son of King Duncan and rightful heir to the throne of Scotland. Malcolm undoubtedly gains all his power through the supernatural, specifically the ghost of Banquo. When Macbeth sees the ghost of Banquo, he acts like a madman, saying, "Where the grace person of all Banquo present?" Macbeth's erratic behavior casts suspicion on Macbeth for talking to nobody and seeing the ghost of Banquo. Once the Thanes find out Duncan and Banquo have been killed and Macbeth is acting erratic, people begin to look more deeply at Macbeth and his behavior, which leads to a rebellion to dethrone Macbeth. Macbeth's dealing with the supernatural have an impact to the events that lead to Malcolm gaining power, for Macbeth is dethroned and Malcolm is named the rightful king of Scotland. I'm the ghost of Banquo! Ooh! Do you think Macbeth really saw me, the ghost of Banquo? Or was it just a figment of his imagination? If yes, then did he seeing the ghost really lead to his downfall and Malcolm's rise to power? Thank you, Ghost of Banquo. Macbeth is the lead character for the play and is the person who experiences the supernatural and gaining power from it the most. Macbeth gains most of his power through the visions and prophecies the witch show him, which plants the seeds to kill the king and Banquo. But what really helps Macbeth gain power is a floating dagger he finds in the hallway before murdering Duncan. This dagger gives a nervous Macbeth reassurance that it will all play out well and help him commit the deed. This dagger is what leads Macbeth down the rabbit hole that makes his character grow more and more evil. Without the dagger persuading Macbeth, he may have panicked and given up on his quest to murder the king, which would have left him with not as much power that he could have, but ultimately a clear conscience. Ooh. This dagger represents not only the death of Duncan, but the death of Macbeth, Banquo, and all the others that died. Do you think seeing the dagger, floating like it just was now, in the air is what pushes Macbeth to kill Duncan, or was it Lady Macbeth's antic trying to persuade him to kill Duncan? Gaining power through supernatural is relevant today, and just as late as yesterday, after famous singer Lil Nas has grown greater in popularity, either for the good or the bad, for releasing his demonic shoe that is speculated to have real human blood in it, and the demonic star. Also, in a recent video, he has gained even more attention for quote unquote going to hell and has greatly angered and pleased certain people. He has gained money, popularity, but he also lost many fans. Macbeth, too, lost followers and popularity when he dealt in the supernatural. Macbeth dealt with witches and apparitions, with this the rapper seems to be doing, but with the devil. Each character in Macbeth is affected, but most importantly, gains power through the supernatural, like key characters in The Three Witches, Malcolm, and Macbeth. Thank you for joining me on My Course Hero for this presentation. I hope you have a good night.